Now, the mechanism of muscle contraction. The mechanism of muscle contraction is explained by sliding filament theory. Now, I am going to discuss this theory, okay? It states that contraction of a muscle fiber occurs due to the sliding of thin filament, means sliding of this thin filament over the thick filaments. Sliding means this actually the arm region or the head region of this myosin binds with the F actin in a contracted state, not in a resting state. Okay, how it will occur, we will discuss it. But see first how the contraction is initiated. This muscle contraction is initiated by a neural signal from central nervous system through a motor neuron. Okay, so neural signal from the central nervous system comes. Suppose this is from central nervous system, the signal is passes through the motor neurons, and we know that between these two motor neurons the gap is present, which is called synapse. So through the series of motor neurons, the neural signal is ultimately passed. Okay, and when this neural signal reach, suppose there is a neural signal, when it reaches the neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction means the gap, this gap between, this is the muscle cells and this is the neuron. So the gap between this gap is called neuromuscular junction, means neuron and muscles. In between a synapse is present, which is called motor end plate or neuromuscular junction. See, when this neural signal reaches the neuromuscular junction or motor end plate, so in the bracket it is written junction between a motor neuron and the sarcolemma of the muscle fiber. Sarcolemma means the sarcolemma means the plasma membrane of the muscle fiber. So this is the muscle fiber or muscle cells, and in between the space is present, that is called neuromuscular junction. Okay, so when this neural signal reaches this neuromuscular junction, when this signal reaches at that point, what it does, it releases a neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine. So at that region it releases a chemical that is called acetylcholine, okay, which generates an action potential in the sarcolemma. So what it means, see, at this region, okay, when it releases the neurotransmitter binds with this receptor. Okay, suppose this is the muscle sarcolemma. This is a muscle sarcolemma. Here some receptors are present in this way. Receptors are present. And suppose this is the neurotransmitter. Released neurotransmitter acetylcholine. They binds with them. Okay. In this way. And when they binds, there is a sodium channels are present here. Some sodium channels are present. And these sodium ion channels open and sodium ions from the outside enters here. Okay, when they enters, what will happen, there is some endoplasmic reticulum are present within the muscle cells, which is called sarcoplasmic reticulum. This sarcoplasmic reticulum starts secreting calcium ions. Okay, and these released calcium ions from sarcoplasmic reticulum now binds with the, now come to the sarcomere region. Suppose this is the muscle myofibrils, where the sarcomeres are present. They occupied at the sarcomere region of the myofibrils. Clear? So just one, this is the cascade. Release of neurotransmitter at neuromuscular junction or motor neuron plate. Then it binds with the acetylcholine receptor, where the receptors are present on the surface of the muscle cells or the sarcolemma. As a result, sodium ion channels open. Okay, entry of sodium ion inside the cell, that is called depolarization. Now release of calcium ions from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. These calcium ions now enters the sarcomere region and it binds with the troponin and starts muscle contraction. The Ca2 positive ions enters the sarcomere. Sarcomeres means we know that within the myofibrils, in between the two Z lines, the space is called sarcomere. So it enters the sarcomere region and ultimately calcium 2 positive ions bind with the troponin. the calcium ion binds to the subunit of troponin of actin filaments. Troponin means this one. This is the troponin. This calcium ion binds with this troponin region. This is the troponin. And thereby remove the masking of active sites of the myosins. So in generally see this troponin masks these sites so that it cannot bind. But now when calcium ion binds with this troponin, it removes or it makes the surface of the actin opens so that it can binds with this myosin. Okay. When Ca2 positive ion binds with this troponin, it masks off the site so that this F actin or this globular actin, whatever it is, this actin can easily binds with this myosin. So now see, the myosin head binds with the active site of actin to form a cross bridge. So this is the myosin filament. See, the myosin head binds to the active sites on actin. It binds with the actin. This is the actin because now there is no troponin, and form a cross bridge. Cross bridge means see here, see it attached with the myosin head attached with the actin, and cross bridge is formed. But for the formation of cross bridge, energy is required. How the energy is? This utilizes energy from the hydrolysis of ATP. Here we have found that there is a ATP binding site. Okay, so from where they get energy? Through the hydrolysis of ATP. Hydrolysis of ATP, see, ADP, it's converted into ADP and phosphate. Okay, this pulls. Now see, formation of the cross bridge. Now sliding occurs, means rotation occurs here. This pulls the actin filament toward the center of A band. This line is very important. Now you have to come to this diagram. Now this pulls, suppose this is the thick filament, suppose this is a, with the myosin head, if the cross bridge is formed here, here also cross bridge is formed. So if they cross bridge is pulled, that means they pulled it. So it pulled it means this is the thin filament, this thin filament, this thin filament comes closer. They comes at this region. This is also comes to this region. If they comes to this region means this jet line also shifted here. This jet line also shifted here. Okay. So that means first the sarcomere region is up to this region, but now sarcomere is become shortened. First see, this is the thin filament, this is the thick filament of the myosin. When cross bridge is formed in this way, it pulls this thin filament. Okay, it pulls this thin filament means these two jet lines also comes to this point. From this jet line comes here, jet line comes here. That means the sarcomere region, this is the sarcomere region, the sarcomere region becomes shortened. That is the contraction of muscles. Here it is written, as a result, the jet lines limiting the sarcomere, means sarcomere region becomes shortened, are pulled closer together, causing the shortening of sarcomere, that is contraction of muscles. Just try to understand. This is the normal. Suppose this is the normal. Okay. If through this myosin head, it binds, again it binds, that means they comes closer. This is a thin filament, they comes closer here, they come closer means this jet line also come here, and this jet line comes here. That means the sarcomere region now comes shortened, becomes shortened. Clear? Thus, during this contraction, the I band get reduced. I band get reduced. See, this is the I band region. This one is the I band region. If this jet line shifted, that means that the I band region here, this is the I band region, it becomes more reduced, it get reduced. But see, the length of the A band remain unchanged. A band means this region, the thick filament region, it becomes unchanged. But as this jet line shifted, as it Z line shifted or becomes reduced. If the Z lines if the sarcomere region becomes shortened due to the shifting of this Z line, that means this I band region also becomes shortened because it is shifted here. Okay, if it is shifted here, that means this region becomes shortened. So this is the sliding filament theory. Now see, the myosin releasing the ADP and phosphate goes back to the relaxed state. Now the myosin release the ADP and PI. Okay, again a new ATP binds and the cross bridge is broken. See, here again as it releases the myosin, now releases here the ADP and phosphate. Okay, and goes back to the relaxed state. See, now ATP is formed and new ATP binds. A new ATP binds with this site. Here it is a ATP binding site, and the cross bridge is ultimately broken. Cross bridge is broken, but again this ATP is hydrolyzed by the myosin head. Hydrolyzed means energy is formed, and again the same event will repeated. Means the cycle of cross bridge formation and breaking is repeated and causing further contraction or further sliding. Again this same event will occur. So after rotation of the sliding, it releases the ADP and phosphates. Okay, that goes back to the relaxed state. Next again they will form ATP, and this ATP will bind with this actin filament. Myosin head. This ATP binds with the myosin head, and again the cycle is repeated. Again they form cross bridge by utilizing this energy. Here ATP is hydrolyzed again. Hydrolysis means they form ADP and phosphate, and this energy is used here to form this cross bridge, and this cycle is repeated. And this process continue when the Ca positive ions are again pumped back to the sarcoplasmic reticulum. When the Ca2 positive ions go back to the sarcoplasmic reticulum, then again masking of the active sites of the actin filaments, means again this troponin, okay, which results in the masking of active site on the actin filament. That means that again the troponin protein masks the active site, means that again they block, means again the previous situation will come. Okay, this is the sliding filament theory.